Camp Pendleton Marine Corps Base, Southern California, 1970. Wednesday morning, 0900 hours. The main parade ground. 500 Marines stand in formation. Perfect lines. Full dress uniforms. These are active duty Marines, combat trained. Many are Vietnam veterans. They understand what works in real fighting. Bruce Lee stands in the center, alone, wearing simple training clothes. He looks small compared to the Marines, but he's been invited officially. The Marine Corps wants to evaluate martial arts, see if it has practical military applications. The invitation came through military channels. Someone in the Pentagon heard about Bruce Lee, his demonstrations, his philosophy. They contacted him. Would you demonstrate for the Marine Corps? Show us what martial arts can offer military training. Bruce accepted. He respects the military. This isn't entertainment. This is about combat, effectiveness, about soldiers' lives. The commanding officer is Colonel James Morrison, 52 years old, 30 years in the Marine Corps, combat veteran, Korea, 2 tours Vietnam. He's seen everything. He doesn't impress easily, but he's open-minded. Morrison addresses his Marines. His voice carries across the parade ground. Gentlemen, we've invited Mr. Bruce Lee to demonstrate martial arts techniques. The Marine Corps is always looking to improve our hand-to-hand combat training. Mr. Lee has a different approach. We're going to evaluate what he can show us. He turns to Bruce. Mr. Lee, Marines face multiple attackers in combat situations, urban warfare, close quarters. We need techniques that work against multiple trained opponents. Can you demonstrate martial arts effectiveness in that scenario? Bruce nods. Yes, Colonel. I can demonstrate. Morrison continues. I'm asking for volunteers. Marines willing to engage with Mr. Lee. Attack him. Test his techniques. This is serious evaluation, not a show. 8 Marines step forward. Volunteers. They're genuinely curious. Want to test. Want to learn. Different sizes. Different builds. All combat trained. All experienced in Marine Corps hand-to-hand combat. The lead volunteer is Sergeant Brown, 6'2", 230, combat instructor. He speaks for the group. Sir, we want to test Kung Fu against military training. We've been taught that multiple attackers change everything. We want to see if martial arts can handle 8 trained fighters attacking together. Bruce looks at the 8 Marines, then at Morrison. Colonel, you approve this test? Morrison nods. I do. These Marines will attack seriously, not trying to hurt you, but testing seriously. Subscribe. Turn on notifications, like the video, and comment. More true Bruce Lee stories are coming. Bruce nods. I understand. I'm ready. The 500 Marines are silent. One small martial artist against 8 trained Marines. Most expect Bruce to be overwhelmed. The 8 Marines spread out, form a loose circle around Bruce, about 10 feet away. Smart tactics. Surround the target. Attack from multiple angles. This is military training. Professional approach. Morrison gives the order. Engage when ready. Controlled aggression. Dismissed. The 8 Marines move. Not all at once. Coordinated. 2 from front. 2 from sides. Others ready to follow. Military tactics. First wave. 2 Marines come from the front. Fast. Aggressive. Trying to grab Bruce. Bruce doesn't retreat. Moves forward. His hands deflect their grabs. Redirect. Both Marines miss. Their momentum carries them past. Second wave. 2 attack from the sides, trying to catch Bruce while he's engaged. But Bruce has already moved. He's shifted between them. His hand strikes one's ribs. Light contact. Demonstration. The Marine backs off. The other tries to grab from behind. Bear hug attempt. Bruce drops his weight. Changes center of gravity. Can't get proper grip. Bruce's elbow goes back. Touches solar plexus. Gentle. Demonstrating. The Marine releases, steps back. Third wave. The biggest Marine comes straight at Bruce. Pure mass and momentum. Bruce redirects the charge. The Marine stumbles off balance. Bruce's foot touches back of his knee. Gentle sweep. The Marine goes down. Controlled. Safe. But down. Another Marine throws combination punches. Marine boxing training. Good form. Fast. But Bruce's hands are faster. Deflecting. Parrying. The Marine can't land. Gets frustrated. Bruce's palm touches his chest. Pushes. The Marine stumbles back. Fourth wave. The last two attack together. They've watched the others. They try different approach. Spread out more. Try to flank. But Bruce is constantly moving. Never static. One rushes. Bruce sidesteps. His momentum carries him past. The other tries to capitalize. Bruce is already there. Hand on his wrist. Controlling. The Marine tries to pull free. Can't. Bruce's other hand touches his neck. Pressure point. Gentle. The Marine's grip weakens. Bruce releases him. 35 seconds. All 8 Marines neutralized. Some on ground. Some backed off. Some breathing hard. From surprise. From realization. This small guy just handled all 8 of them, using techniques they don't fully understand. The parade ground is silent. 500 Marines haven't moved. They just witnessed 8 trained Marines, using military tactics, all neutralized by one man. Morrison walks into the center. Gentlemen, reform. Stand at attention. The 8 Marines get up. Stand in line. Professional. Morrison addresses them. What did you learn? Sergeant Brown speaks. Sir, his techniques work. He controlled distance, read our attacks, used our momentum against us. We couldn't coordinate because he was always moving, always in wrong place for us. Morrison nods, turns to Bruce. Mr. Lee, explain what we saw. Bruce speaks clearly, loud enough for all 500 Marines. Marines are trained for coordinated attacks. Good tactics, but most training assumes the target will be stationary or predictable. I stayed mobile, fluid, deflected, redirected, demonstrated openings. In real combat, those would be disabling strikes. He continues, your Marines are strong, well-trained. Their tactics are sound, but they're trained to fight conventional opponents. Someone who moves like me, who understands body mechanics, timing, pressure points, presents different problems. Morrison processes this, makes a decision. What we witnessed demonstrates our hand-to-hand combat training has gaps. Mr. Lee's approach offers solutions. I'm recommending to Marine Corps Command that martial arts elements be integrated into our combat curriculum. He looks at Bruce. Mr. Lee, would you help develop that curriculum? Bruce nods. Yes, Colonel. I'd be honored. Morrison extends his hand. They shake. Professional respect. Then Morrison addresses the battalion. What happened here is instructional, not for public discussion. This was evaluation, learning. What happened here stays here. Understood? 500 Marines respond in unison. Yes, sir. That's military discipline. When a commanding officer orders silence, it's followed. The 500 witnesses will maintain silence, because they're disciplined, because that's what Marines do. Bruce leaves Camp Pendleton that afternoon. Over the next months, he consults with Marine Corps Training Command, helps develop integrated hand-to-hand combat programs, combines martial arts principles with existing military tactics. The 8 Marines who volunteered continue their service. Some deploy to Vietnam, some become instructors, but they never talk about that day publicly, because Colonel Morrison ordered silence. The 500 witnesses also maintain silence. Some retire, some continue serving, but none tell the story outside military circles. Inside military circles, among Marines, the story is known. Bruce Lee demonstrated at Pendleton, took on 8 Marines at once. 35 seconds, all down. Morrison integrated martial arts after, but outside, silence. What really happened in those 35 seconds? Bruce Lee demonstrated to the U.S. Marine Corps that martial arts principles offer practical combat advantages. That speed, timing, and technique can defeat size, strength, and coordination. The 8 Marines learned that training has limitations, that different approaches require different responses, that being strong and well-trained isn't enough if your opponent understands things you don't. They learned humility, respect. Morrison learned his Marines needed additional training, that martial arts offered valuable lessons, that integrating different fighting systems makes Marines more effective. That's good leadership. The 500 Marines learned that assumptions can be wrong, that small doesn't mean weak, that unconventional doesn't mean ineffective, that martial arts is real combat science, proven by 35 seconds. The story is about respect, about military professionals being open to learning, about Bruce proving martial arts value to skeptical audience, about 8 brave volunteers, about 500 disciplined witnesses, about integration of knowledge for better combat effectiveness. 35 seconds changed Marine Corps training. Elements of martial arts were integrated: body mechanics, pressure points, fluid movement, deflection techniques, not replacing existing training, enhancing it, making Marines more complete fighters. The 8 Marines became better fighters, better instructors. They taught what they learned. The knowledge spread through Marine Corps quietly, officially, not as Bruce Lee stories, as integrated techniques, as improved training. Camp Pendleton never officially acknowledges the demonstration. No press releases, no publicity, but in Marine Corps institutional memory, in training manuals, in instructor notes, the influence is there. Techniques that trace back to that Wednesday morning in 1970. The story ends with integration, with improvement, with Marines being better trained, more effective, more prepared. Bruce understood that. Morrison understood that. The 8 volunteers understood that. The 500 witnesses understood that. 35 seconds on a parade ground. 8 trained Marines neutralized. 500 witnesses maintaining silence. 1 colonel making decisions that improve his Marines. 1 martial artist proving value without seeking glory. That's the real story. Professional respect, military respect, the kind that transcends publicity and endures in silent improvement of training and capability. Subscribe, enable notifications, like the video, and comment below which Bruce Lee moment surprised you most.